Hi, it's your old pal Scott here. I'm wearing a hat because my hair is insane. It's been about 3.5 months since I've been able to get a haircut, and you don't need to see this. You'll get to see it briefly, but what's going on today, nobody has time for that. So, what you are about to see are some visits that VIP donators to Centerlink from our May Day Homestay Gay Play event got to have with a cast member of their choice. If you donated $123 when we did our event, you were able to get 3 minutes of on screen time talking with your favorite cast member with whatever you want to talk with them about. Unfortunately, because of time constraints with the event, there were a number of people we weren't able to get to. So, trying to stay true to our word, we followed up and we were finally able to coordinate having 4 of those people who paid that $123 be able to come on and talk with their cast member. Fortunately for me, as the scheduler, they all wanted to talk to Peter Page. So it was very easy to do. Our first VIP guest, we actually were able to have visit with Peter right after we finished the event on May 1st. The other 3 we have done just this past weekend here in the middle part of June. And that's what's coming up. So I hope you enjoy it. I hope you enjoy these conversations these fans had with Peter. And I hope you'll continue to use the link that's scrolling down below, and you'll see it throughout their chats with Peter as well. Please consider giving money during this Pride Month, especially to Centerlink. They could really use your help. Thank you again to all the fans and all the great support you gave us for our May Day Homestay Gay Play event. We raised over $26,000. The auction items went really well, and we're just so proud of you all and so proud of our Queer as Folk community. Happy Pride to you all. Enjoy.
Talk. Hi, Mauro.
Hey, how are you? I am such a big fan of all of you. It was hard to try to pick somebody, but looking back, I just really wanted to kind of think of the impact.
Oh, thanks so much. Well, I'm the best one, so you picked right.
No, I think it was an interesting thing because when the show came out, I too was just barely coming out. I was kind of a late bloomer. I came out around 25, 26. And when I watched the show, it's amazing to see how, I guess, who I was at the very beginning to who I was towards the end. When I first started watching, I hated Emmett, the character of Emmett, because he was everything that I thought I would hate about being gay. He got every insecurity about me. I think it was his, femininity, all of these things. And as the show went on, I realized how much he was like my hero, because he had the balls to be a man, and in a way that I never did. I was always in hiding, and he was always just out there. And so, that was something for me that I felt like was part of my growth.
I'm so glad to hear that. I have a friend who said a very similar thing to me. He was like, I used to hate Nelly Queens. He was like, I was always like, what's your problem? Why can't you be a man? And he said it was Emmett. Watching Emmett taught me that it was my bullshit, not theirs.
Totally. I would say that's everything that I was feeling. You came in with such confidence with him. Was that something that was already part of you, or is that your after part that really brought the character to life?
There was just this thing on the page. When I was auditioning for it, I was like, there's something different here, and I don't know exactly what it is. And I thought about it, and I was sort of like, oh my God, this is an effeminate gay man who likes himself. And I literally had never seen that before. And I was the other choice to play Jack on Will and Grace. That was like very close to booking Jack on Will and Grace, and had not gotten it. And and I was like, well, what's different about this than Jack? And that was the thing I had never seen before, was this effeminate gay man who thought he was sexy, who thought he was the bomb, who had been through enough bullshit that he had already been kind of hardened by the fire. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so that was what I hung my hat on. And I think that's what the producers responded to.
I think that was what was revolutionary about him too, as a character. There really hadn't been ever a character like that.
Yeah.
No, and I think one of the things, especially during that time period, I mean, I never saw a reflection of myself. I remember growing up, seeing anything from the late 70s, early 80s, and it was always some tragedy, something to be ashamed of. If you were gay, you were going to have a horrible life. You were never going to have this opportunity for happiness. So, seeing the end of the 90s and seeing, this, a show like this that was definitely so in your face, but it just showed a different plan for me. It really opened up everything. I mean, my biggest fear when I was coming out was, what's going to happen to me? Am I going to become a woman? Am I going to want to, there's no manual for it, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I think I found something in each of the characters, something that I could relate to. And I think what it gave me was just an opportunity to visualize that there could be something else from my life. I came from such a religious background, went through my own, I guess, conversion therapy, you could say, with the meetings I had with my church leaders, that when I left and I thought I was going to just be so unhappy, and just, it wasn't obviously when I left. And my partner's going to be so sad that he missed us, but we've been together for 16 years. And I would say some of that came from the show, the fact that it gave us the ability to dream that we could make something else.
I love that so much, Marl. Thank you so much for sharing that with us. That's such a gift.
Yeah.
To us, so
Yeah.
Thank you.
Absolutely.
Thank you. It's such an honor to meet you, and I'm so glad the show touched you. I know it touched me, and I wish you and your partner all the best.
Thank you. I'll tell Sebastian, that's his name.
Sebastian?
And one last thing, I think the big thing for me was, I had this vision of what my life was going to be, right? I thought I was eventually going to become, part of this cookie cutter thing, wife, kids. I was just going to somehow make myself, not gay. And I wonder, my life turned out to be so different than what I imagined, and I'm so grateful. What would you have imagined your character to have been like on that show? Anything you would have taken from your life saying that this was a surprise ending, or I would say ending, surprise chapter?
Well, for Emmett, I mean, when Emmett tried to go straight, that was a surprise. That was a turn I wasn't expecting.
Yeah, I remember that.
When Emmett became a porn star, that was a turn I wasn't expecting. But the thing I sort of learned about Emmett is he was impressionable. He had a fundamental sense of who he was, but he was impressionable. And sort of I took a little bit of that from Michelle Clooney, who as a human being is the most impressionable human being you've ever met in your life. Scott will attest. So I took the quality of her. It's like you could be like, the sky. Oh my God, Michelle, the sky is raining cucumbers, and she'd be like, it's raining cucumbers. What's happening? And so anyway, but so there were lots of chapters in his life that I found surprising, but I also found delight in. And like I said on the thing, I think Emmett's still doing Emmett today. I don't think he's a career guy. I hope he has a husband, and maybe a family. But I think he's just Emmett, just showing up and suiting up and seeing what happens next.
That's awesome. I love the characters you both created, so I'm very grateful. Thank you again for the experience and even just being part of my coming out, part of my memories. And I think of you all as far as your characters like old friends. And so I love to go back and revisit this show every once in a while just to remember again.
Awesome.
Well, thank you,
Mara, thank you so much for that.
Talk with you.
Thank you.
We really appreciate that. Thank you. And
Love you
thank you for
both.
helping CenturyLink out too. Thank you. Bye.
Take care.
Show. How old were you when you first started watching the show?
Oh my gosh. I was probably a young teenager when I started watching it.
But that was we found that interesting too. Oh, here's Peter. I'll bring him on.
Okay.
Hi, Petey Page.
Hi, I'm so sorry I'm late. In my head it was noon and I'm an idiot. No. How are you?
Oh my gosh, that's okay. Oh my gosh. Hi, how are you?
I'm well, thank you. It's already been a very crazy day, but and it's only noon in LA. So but I'm good.
I know.
How are you?
That's great. I'm doing very well.
Yeah, I'm good.
Very, very well.
She used to watch us back on Showcase up in Canada when she was a young teenager, and I was just about to tell her, like, I remember, like, we would be on the set and these like 12 and 14-year-old kids would like come find us on location, and we'd say to them, what are you doing watching this show? You should not be watching this show.
Where are your parents?
You know what? I thought about that too, actually, more recently. The last couple of months, I was talking to my friend who also really liked the show. I got her into it. And much later, it had already been off the air. And I said to her, you know what? I was watching this when I was a pretty young teenager. Why did my parents let me watch this? Like,
Well,
go ahead, Scotty.
I was just gonna say it was different in Canada too. That Showcase was just a basic cable channel as opposed to Showtime. You had to subscribe to in the States. So, and they had big TVMA
yes.
watches kind of thing. And up there, I just think sex. It's a lot more. It's not such a big deal as it is down here.
And I gotta say, I would much rather
be
watching our show than something uber violent. You know what I mean? Like, yes, there was a lot of sex. It's not like we were, torturing and killing people. So
100%. honestly, and it was such an amazing show. It had such a good storyline, and you guys were all fantastic. I just loved it so much.
Thank you so much.
I still love it.
Well, I'm going to let you guys have a little visit. I'm going to disappear from the screen for a little bit so you guys can chat.
Bye, Scoob.
Bye. See you in a little bit.
See you later. So where are you?
I am at work, and I am near Toronto. I just really happy I found your guys' show. You know, it sounds weird, I guess, but almost like, you know, you guys were part of my family. I get really invested in shows, I guess.
Hey, they made fun of me on Queer as Folk. The actors all did, because I watched Friends with such ferocity that they were like, "You think you're friends, don't you?" They were like, "You think it's a reality show about people you know back in New York?" And I was like,
Yeah.
I get it. I mean, characters matter. They you know, they're meaningful. That's why I write now.
Yeah.
Now it's, you know, that I believe in that. I believe that they can be every bit as impactful to our lives as other human beings.
Oh, definitely. And yeah, it was honestly truly one of a kind. Like, you guys were amazing. And because I was so young when I watched it, I wasn't really able to go to the places that you guys used to frequent in the show. But last year I did get to go to Woody's.
Amazing.
Because I went to the Pride Parade, and I've gone several years, but last year I actually did the Pride Run in Toronto. You know, there's been lots of virtual events as well that have been going on, so that's also amazing. Yeah.
But are you feeling like you're finding some community that you might not have even found?
Yeah, definitely. I don't have too many friends that are, you know, in that lifestyle, or you know, are gay or lesbian or bisexual, whatever the case may be. And so I always find that a little bit challenging. So it's nice to have some of those places that are doing all the virtual events and support groups and that sort of thing.
Nice. So you don't have to travel, and you can start to connect with people. That's great. That's so great.
Yeah, it is really great. I love it.
Well, I was just gonna say, I love that people made friends in the Queer as Folk fandom, and I have also found that in like the Fosters fandom and the Good Trouble fandom, like people have made real meaningful connections, and you know,
Yes.
people have found girlfriends and boyfriends and best friends, and it's really, that's a beautiful, beautiful thing to be able to bring people together that way. We're out of time, but before you go, did you have any specific questions?
I just wanted to know what you felt was Emmett's biggest accomplishment in the series.
I think Emmett would tell you his biggest accomplishment was being a friend. I think Emmett was such a good friend to all of them.
He was. Yes, he was.
And by the way, that's actually probably what I think is my greatest accomplishment in my life too, is the friend.
Yeah.
So
that's awesome.
I concur. And we're all the beneficiaries.
Well, it's so nice to meet you, and I wish you well.
It was so incredible to meet you both.
I know you got Scotty as a bonus.
I know.
Yeah, thank you so much.
If there is.
Exactly. Thanks so much, Tabby. I really appreciate it. It's so nice to meet you.
So nice.
It was nice to meet you guys too.
Bye, Tabby.
Have a lovely afternoon. Bye.
Bye. Okay, and now I see Mandy is here. Petey, you ready to meet Mandy?
Sure. How you doing, Scoops?
I'm doing good. There's Mandy.
Hey, Mandy.
Tilt a little more. How are you?
Good, thanks. How are you?
Good. Thank you guys so much for doing this.
Of course. Thank
you.
you.
Yes.
Overwhelmed the other day for the marathon, and
It was. I'm gonna step out and let you two chat.
You got it. Thank you.
I'll be back in a bit.
I like your Keith Haring t-shirt, Mandy.
Thank you. Yeah.
Where are you?
I'm at home.
Which is where?
In Philadelphia.
Got it. What part?
Ballackinwood, the main line area, just outside of the.
Yeah. I know where the main line is. I know what that is. My family, for a while, my dad lived in Bucks County, but my cousins lived in Newtown my whole life, so I was there a lot.
It's a train line. It's sort of ridiculous how people have put a thing on it, you know.
Yeah.
but yeah, so I'm a little far from you, but I'm sorry. I'm looking at your art. I'm loving your art.
Oh, thank you. Here, I can give you a little virtual tour. This is my loft, and so yeah, thank you. Thank you. Thank you very much. I like your art too, by the way.
Oh, thank you very much. Yeah, this one was actually a commissioned piece for me.
Amazing.
If you look really close, wait, am I getting it? I can't.
Yeah.
My side, my name's in it.
Amazing. Look at that. Oh, that's beautiful.
And then I also have another burrito piece.
That's great. Those are great.
My favorite one, I have a little one on the other side. I have a little Peter Max.
Mm-hmm.
My dream one day is to have a bigger Peter Max, but
to have a little Peter Max is pretty special.
Yes, and I got to meet him, which was also pretty special.
That is amazing. Oh wow, yeah. Man. So you're a big pop art person? I
am.
I saw the most incredible Warhol Ai Weiwei exhibit. That was really incredible. I was shocked. I didn't think that I needed to see another Warhol exhibit, but seeing it recontextualized against Ai Weiwei, and it was really, really.
Oh wow!
Yeah, it was pretty.
I mean, I love expression in all forms. What you guys do,
Thanks.
I'm really, really impressed with what you've done with your voice. So I want to say thank you for that. I mean, I'm an ally and have been for a very long time. I did theater growing up, so
that'll do it.
But it's I acted, but not that well. I sang, but not that well. And my job is to support the arts, apparently.
And you know what? That is a powerful and important job. No matter who's that.
This is Gidget. That's Peter.
Hi, Gidget. Gidget. Woof. Woof. No, couldn't be less interested. She's like, I'm eating.
Desperately needs a haircut. It's pathetic.
Oh, Gidge. Oh, Gidget.
But
before we run out of time, did you have any specific questions or anything?
Well, I'm just wondering what you've got. I mean, I know it's a little difficult in all of this, but have you been using this time to come up with new and wonderful projects in your brain? Do you have anything planned coming up?
I am. Yes, we've got. Season 3 of Good Trouble is starting. We've got another show that I'm very excited about. That I think, knock on wood, I think is going to get announced soon. So we'll see. And then I've been out pitching another show, and we have a show at Netflix that they're just trying to finalize the deal points for. So we've been hustling. We've been hustling.
Great. Yeah. I don't know if you're familiar. Oh, thank you, baby. A friend of mine actually has a film coming out tonight. My friend Dan Carslake, who does wonderful documentaries. I believe he knows Bobby. It's called. His first one was called "For the Bible Tells Me So."
Oh, I remember. Oh, yeah. That was incredible. Yeah.
A new one tonight that's being released called "For They Know Not What They Do." So I'm excited to watch that tonight. But you should look into it. It's really. Did you get to see "For the Bible Tells Me So"?
I did. I'm 95% sure.
It's been out for a long time.
Yeah. It was. Yeah, it's great.
I've been watching a lot of QAF as Showtime replays it for Pride.
Right, every June, we're back. It's so funny to scroll past it, see it, and go, "Oh God, there I am again." It's been so long.
The music switch kills me though.
Is the music different on Showtime? I haven't watched enough to know.
It's the new music.
Oh,
yeah.
Music was such a character. I mean, music essentially was a character.
It absolutely was. I don't know why they're doing the new music. It feels like Showtime had those rights in perpetuity, but I guess whatever. I don't know. Anyway.
I think once it went into streaming, once streaming came in and they had to renegotiate the new deals, I think they just said, we're just going to make it this.
I guess so.
Even for their extra channels, but Mandy, thank you so much, and Gidget.
Mandy, thank you, Gidget. Thank you, Mandy. Thank you for being such a great ally, and thank you for your contribution to the cause.
Again, for doing all this, I even as a straight cis white ally, the show meant so much to me in so many ways that it wasn't just about sexuality. I mean, certainly that, but it was about family. It was about friendship. It was about humanity and what we all, and so just so you know that it meant so much to so many different segments of
I'm so
people.
glad.
So thank you very much for everything.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Adoptable again today.
Yay! Oh, good. Do it. It's great. It's
All
great.
right.
Nice
Thanks,
to meet you.
Thank you again. Thanks for supporting Centerlink too.
always.
Okay. Bye. Take care. Okay, here we go. I think we got her now. Let's see.
All right. I'm excited.
Hey, Tammy. Hey,
Hey!
there she is.
I moved into another laptop that's close. That's inside. I was on my back deck.
Oh, wonderful.
Oh,
I'm
How
gonna
are you guys?
Good, great, thank you. I'm going to let you talk with Petey. I'm just going to remove myself, but it's lovely to see you. And
You can stay.
thank you.
Yeah, come on. I don't know.
yeah, you're getting 2 for
I
1.
actually made the donation. I didn't actually realize I was going to talk to anybody. I just said put somebody fun on. So I guess you guys got chosen as fun.
That's a lot to live up to.
It is.
Well, yeah, come on.
It's also accurate. We're definitely the most fun. Like,
Okay, good,
there's no
good.
question even.
Truth be told, I never even discovered Queer as Folk until 2 years ago when I was,
You're kidding.
I actually was diagnosed with cancer and I was in bed and I had basically binged everything. And then Showtime came on. I'm like, okay, this is interesting. True story. I watched about half of all the shows and then I'd fall asleep. And you know how it keeps streaming and then I'd fall asleep and then I'd come back and I'd watch it again. So yeah, so it's been an adventure. So how you guys doing?
That's so great. How is your
donation?
Thank you. Yeah, how are you? How's your health?
Yeah, how's
I'm
your
doing
health?
better. I'm 2 years out now, so that's a good thing.
Good. Good.
So I'm still in treatment and whatever, but life goes on, and there's other stuff that's a whole lot more important happening in the world right now than what's happening to me. So
Well, not to you. I mean,
that's true, and to my family, perhaps.
yeah, exactly. So you don't have to diminish that, but anyway, well, I'm glad you're doing well now. We're sending.
And Peter, I really give you a lot of credit because I love the donation you made in J.K. Rowling's name. I just thought that was
What was that?
that would be something I would do just to be obnoxious.
The day that she like reaffirmed her transphobia,
Yeah.
I made a donation to the Transgender Law Center in her name.
Yeah, perfect. Yes.
Good job, Petey.
Well done. So
Yeah.
when are you guys coming out with I want to see season 3 of Good Trouble, and I want to see season 2 of Adoptable. Now, what's the story? Come on, guys. I'm running out of binging here. I like,
Well, we can't. We're hoping to go back to shoot more Good Trouble starting this summer, but we don't. But I'm telling you, after all the protests and things like that, I think our numbers are going to go south, and we'll see. But literally, I was halfway through shooting the season 1 or the season 3 premiere when we got shut down. So as soon as we're back up and running, we'll start again. So
do you know when you're going to be back up and running? What's going on out there?
you
You guys are both in LA, right?
I'm in New York.
Oh, you're in New York. Oh, okay.
LA has been sort of steady. It hasn't really spiked, but I think because of the protests, we're about to get a big spike.
I'm telling you, but before I let you go, you're going to have to tell me, each one of you have to give me one good series to binge now because I'm out of binging TV. I'm bored.
Have you done Schitt's Creek?
Yes.
All right.
Really enjoyed that. Come on.
I really liked it. I don't know if you saw Mrs. America. That was
No,
on
I haven't.
Hulu.
Okay.
Agreed.
Really good.
Yeah. The second episode's the worst, though, just so you know. So if you like, some people are like, the first was good, the second was meh, I gave up, and then the third is really good, and it stays really good.
Yeah, stick with it. Stick with it.
Okay, so stick with it. Okay.
Yeah.
Now, Peter, you have to give me one.
What else?
I'm not going to let you get away with it. I'm a teacher, so.
This is so not how my brain works anymore. I also
do any of our brains work anymore? I have no idea what day it is. I mean, it's like.
I liked are you a sci-fi person at all?
Oh, absolutely.
The Magicians. Did you do The Magicians?
I haven't done The Magicians yet.
It's a good one. Is it worth it? Okay. But it's like a queer modern retelling of Harry Potter.
Oh, really? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Yeah. The Magicians.
All right, you're
just say Watchmen because that was your big.
What's that?
Oh, Watchmen. Oh my God. Have you watched The Watchmen?
No, I haven't actually. In fairness, we're actually done with school next week, so I'm in the home stretch of grading and all that stuff. So now I'm kind of just I'm actually working, which really kind of sucks, but
The Watchmen is amazing.
Okay.
Yeah, my favorite thing of last year for sure.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So what do you guys, this is how I finish my Zooms with all my students. What are you doing good for yourself and good for someone else today before you? I'm telling you, I told this to the woman who sent me the email. I said, I'm just a feisty old lady, so they don't know what they're in for with me, you know? I mean, like, I grew up through when it was illegal to serve alcohol to gay people, Stonewall. I grew up in northern New Jersey, actually, outside of Manhattan. Manhattan was not when I was young. So, like, okay, so what are you doing nice for yourself and what are you doing nice for someone else today, besides harassing J.K. Rowling, which I think is wonderful?
I'm taking a nap because for myself because I'm exhausted, and I'm gonna go. This is both for me and for my friends, but I'm going for a walk with some friends later this afternoon. So,
good job.
And I was telling Petey, I'm in the midst of actually foolishly trying to create another online charity event to raise some money for Black Lives Matter this time. So that's for other people. And for myself, I'm about to go walk this dog that has been driving me crazy for the past 20 minutes because she wants to go out on a walk. So I'm going to do that for her very shortly.
There you go. Good for
How about
you guys.
you?
What am I doing? Actually, I do need a nap. Believe it or not only have I survived cancer, I've survived COVID. I got COVID, just coming off of COVID about 3 weeks out. So I'm exhausted.
Jesus, you go nap too, Tammy.
I'm going to go take a nap, and then I'm going to do some grading, which will make my students very happy.
It was really nice to meet you, Tammy.
Thank you take care. Good luck, you guys. Stay
healthy and well. Yes, thanks so much.
safe.
Thanks for donating to CenturyLink. Thank you so much.
Anytime. Take care.
Okay,
Bye now.
Bye now.
In the past. Oh, here's Petey. Hold on one second.
Hi, guys.
Hello.
Hi.
Here's Peter.
How's it going, everybody?
How are you?
Good morning, Pete.
Good morning, Scoob. I apologize for being late. I couldn't get the StreamYard to work. It took a second, so my apologies.
No worries. I will leave you guys to chat, and I'll be back in a little bit. Have a good chat.
Thanks, Scoob.
Nice to meet you both.
Nice to meet you.
Hi, guys. How's it going?
Good. Just working on our cars right now, or having some help.
Oh.
Back. Yeah.
I'm very impressed. I could no more work on my car than get a rocket ship to the moon. But
Sure.
where are you guys?
We're in Rockford, Illinois. I wanted to ask you, what are some things that you have been working on, and how? I asked as well, what are some things that have influenced you about what's going on now for things that you're working on as well?
Well, so I have a project that I can almost talk about because I think it's about to get announced, but I can't quite.
Sure.
I have a project set in the past when it just so happens there was also a global pandemic.
Oh.
So it's been really interesting to visit the circumstances of that era and realize just the sort of startling similarities to ours. Forgive me, I just worked out. I'm still sweating.
Okay.
The startling similarities to ours: heavy income inequality, xenophobia, a really polarized political system, and a worldwide pandemic. So it's been really fun to write a piece that's not about our world, but to be able to talk about our world inside that.
Sure. Absolutely.
I describe it like a gummy vitamin. I'm like, it looks like candy, it tastes like candy, but it turns out it's kind of good for you.
Very cool. Well, congrats. Hopefully all goes well with that.
Thank you very much. Thank you. What do you guys do? What are your lives about?
So I'm a regional manager for Anytime Fitness. So
Okay.
I see about 8 different clubs right now.
Are they open now?
We just opened up about 3 weeks ago at 25% capacity.
Okay, so you limit the number of people who can be in the gym to 25% of. Got it.
Yeah.
And is that working? Are people respecting that? And
Yeah. Oh yeah, absolutely. I haven't found too many people giving an issue at all, so I can't complain.
Good.
I think people are understanding of everything going on.
Good. I'm so
Yeah.
glad. We're open. Gym's open here next week, and I want to go back desperately, but I don't know. It'll be a while before I do. It's the queens are fucking desperate to get in there. So. And what about you? What do you do?
So yeah, I work for a roofing contractor. So I
Wow.
do like home inspections and then sell products, watch over the project, and collect. That's pretty much it.
Nice.
Say who this was?
Nice.
I'm sorry, my boyfriend Ryan.
Hi. Nice to meet you, man.
Sorry.
No worries. No worries. I figured you two were connected in some way, shape,
Yes.
or form. So.
By the umbilical cord.
Oh, I hope not, because that's weird. What you did last night is super weird if you were connected by an umbilical cord.
One other random question is, what are
Sure.
some that helped pull inspiration for your character Emmett?
So I grew up in the South partially. I went to junior high in Birmingham, Alabama, and I went to high school in Raleigh. So I knew that guy. I knew him, and I knew that, you know, those family stories as they started to reveal themselves in future scripts. Like I knew people who told those stories. They weren't my stories, but I was really intimately acquainted with people whose stories they were. So yeah, he was right there. He was waiting to be grabbed. It was not a far reach.
Sure.
So
Well, thank you.
Thank you guys so much. It's very nice to meet you.
Yes.
Stay safe, please.
Same.
Be smart. Don't get too casual.
Yes. Stay safe and good luck with your cars. I hope you figure out who's been sabotaging them both.
Oh.
Thank you. Will do.
All right.
And it's so nice to meet you, Caleb Ryan. Thank you again for donating to CentralLink. Thank you so much for the support.
Yes, super important work. So thank you guys for supporting the cause.
Thank you.
Bye.
Much love to you all. Bye.